Okay, today's video is going to be on the new glue pot, and this is going to replace the mason jar with the sponge in it, and it comes with this holder. And the first thing, you can take a paper towel and cut it in half. And then just fold that into quarters. Something like that. And then just tuck that underneath the rubber band and kind of turn the end up here a little bit. And that's what is used to wipe the bullet off. And so the jar here it's designed like a plunger can for solvents, like in the printing industry. And so there's a piston in here, and so whenever you push down on the top here, the glue in this area will get pushed up through this stainless steel tube up into this small bowl here and saturate a felt pad. And the felt pad also acts as a check valve. So on the way up here, it will get sucked down against the hole and then allow the more glue to be sucked into the piston. And it also pulls out any excess in the pad. And then the other thing is, if it overflows the pad, it'll run down into these slots and back in and get recirculated through. There's basically two rules to keep this functioning correctly. One is to always keep the jar upright. Don't store it sideways or upside down. Always keep it stored right side up. Just keep it in the holder here. That'll keep it from getting like knocked over or anything. And the other thing is, keep glue off of this area here, this area, and on the inside right here where the threads are at. And that is to keep the so if any glue dries in here, it keeps it from sticking, so it'll plunge correctly. And so to do that, basically when you want to add fresh glue to the pot, just add it through the slots here. Yeah, don't pull it out like this, because as soon as you do, there will be glue on here, and when you do that, it'll actually put glue all over this area. And then when you put it back in, then you just can't get rid of it. Basically, you have to wash this entire thing off, clean this off, and then start all over again from scratch. So I'm gonna show how to fill this initially. So when you first get it, it'll be empty, and you want to fill about a ½ inch high in this jar, and then thin it out with about 20 drops of water. And so I'm using Tight Bond 2 wood glue. So just add about a ½ inch of glue in the jar. So it'll be kind of something like that. And then take a eyedropper or a little syringe and put 20 drops of water in it. It helps it flow better up through the pipe, and it's really not thinned out too much. Okay, so that's 20. If it's too thick, you can always add more water later if you have to, and then just gently stir it. Keep the glue off the top inside edge here. Okay, and then don't wipe off the your stir. Just kind of shake it off like that. If you wipe it off, then you got glue on that inside edge and it'll make a mess of everything. And so then you take the inside part here and place it into the jar and push down on this. You'll see the glue come up through the middle. And then put your felt pad on there and let that soak up real good. Now this felt pad will initially it'll take a little time to soak it up. See, like that's soaked up almost all that glue, and it'll actually get better as the glue gets soaked into it, because you know it'll fill up and then it'll restrict it and it'll give it like a check valve effect. And the pad also helps in evenly putting the glue on your bullet. I just flip it like that a few times. And you can see how the glue overflowed and ran back down into the jar there. So that'll be something like this. You can see how it kind of bulges up. And the plunger is slow. If the glue's too thick, it'll just be a little bit slower reacting. It'll be harder to push down and it'll come up slower. So if it doesn't seem like it's pumping right, just add a little bit more water to it. And so I'm going to test it here to make sure it's working correctly. And I think it needs a little bit more water. Seems a little, I had like 5 more drops of water in here. Okay, so I think that's pretty good to go. Each time I press down on this, you can see glue comes out around the edge. That means it's pumping up pretty good. And so it doesn't take a lot of pressure. You just kind of just gently push down on it. So it'll leave a nice ring of glue on your bullet. And just wipe the bottom off. And then you want to put it in the holder so don't get knocked over. And so just gently push down on it like that. So each time you're pressing down, it's also putting fresh glue onto that pad, and it's pretty much automatic. It doesn't. You can see it puts a nice even ring of glue on the bottom, and then when you insert that into your envelope, the glue will get pushed up all the way, and then when you crimp it, it'll be just the right amount of glue, and there's no extra glue squeezing out. It might be a little bit, but it's a lot better than a sponge. It makes it more even. It works on all bullet sizes. So this is a 36 Colt. And don't take a lot of pressure, just gently press down on it so you can see how it puts a nice ring of glue on it. It works with 31s. just make sure you wipe the bottom off before you insert it into your envelope. And so that's basically how it works. And one other thing, when you put the lid back on it, either push down like this, and you can see how the glue really comes out. And if you just screw the lid on, this pad will be forced up to the top and then stick to your lid. So the next time you take it off, you'll end up having to take your pad and put it back in place. But if you push it all the way down like that, and then you can see how it sucks the pad back down, and then just put your lid on real quick. And so when you pull it off the next time, it should stay on the bottom, and then there should be no glue on your lid. The better way to do it is to actually use either you can use your bullet here. You can kind of just push down all the way, and then just quickly stick your lid on. And then if you're storing it for long term, I would put this in a Ziploc bag just to give it a little extra protection from it drying out. And so I like to, if you don't plan on using it for a while, just store it in a Ziploc bag like that. You gotta squeeze all the air out. Yeah, just something like that. That'll give it a little bit extra, just in case it's not sealed tightly. That'll give you a little bit extra prevention from it drying up in your jar. And then next time you want to use it, you just pull that out. And you take your lid off like that, and then you can and then once that piston pops up, it'll suck fresh glue up into the top towards the pad. And then now when you want to that puts a nice even ring of glue on it. And then when you're done, just make sure you push down on that. So you can use a stick or a bullet holder. It don't matter. But just go like that, and then you're done for next time. Thanks for watching. I forgot to mention one other thing. The normal fill level for the glue is about halfway up the jar. And just make sure it's covering the bottom part of the plunger here, maybe even or a little bit above it. It doesn't have to go all the way to the top, just halfway is fine. But other than that, when it needs, if you need to add more glue to it down the road, just make sure you take your glue and add it through this slot here on the side like this. And then that way it'll keep it functioning and keeps the glue out of the space between the plunger here and the jar. That's about it. Thanks for watching.